sorrow. I've seen trouble all my days. I left my home in old Kilkenny, the place where I was born and raised, place where I was born and raised. I left my home with just my fiddle. I left my mother by herself. Seems in this place in which I've landed, most everyone from someplace else, most everyone from someplace else. Now you may say that I'm a stranger, my face you've never seen before, but I will make this promise to you. I'll see you on another shore. I'll meet you on another shore. This world I'm bound to ramble through ice and snow and sleet and rain. I'm bound to ride this dusty red road, cause I'm dying on this train. Cause I'm dying on this train. I'm going back to old Kilkenny. I thought I'd never see you again, and if I'd known how bad you'd treat me, oh, I never would have come. Oh no, I never would have come.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Community Pulse. This is a 36th edition. Blows me away. I can't believe I've been doing this for 36 weeks with the help of JJ and DJ and all the mods. I think we're getting a little better as each week goes by. And yeah, this is going to be an amazing show. Tonight we have, as you all know by now, We have Folk Punk, JJ, as co-host, and our featured artist is two gentlemen that I met in this community when I first came in, Ian Luckett and Tremor Bear, and they formed a band recently called the Skeptics. So this is going to be a fantastic show. We're going to get to know a little bit about how this all came about and get to know each artist. Our featured channel tonight, as you notice, is pinned at the top of the chat, and that's Matthias Prokowski. We're gonna get to that in a second. First, I'd like to introduce the show opener, and that's our good friend Paul O'Farrell, Wobbly Ashtray Records. He's working on, I hope he's in the chat because I just want a little bit of clarification. He's working on either a new channel or a new project called It'll Be Grand. And this is a cover track titled Man of Constant Sorrow. It's a fantastic song. And we have so much news this week. It's just blowing my mind. Once again, before I introduce our featured channel tonight, which is Matthias, I want to shout out to these notable streaming channels, which has helped my channel grow, which has given me an opportunity to play my music. And I'm sure I speak for pretty much everybody in the chat. If not one of these channels, then all of them in my case. You start off with Metalhead Hippie, the 907 Global Music Co-op, every Friday at 4 p.m. Send Jeff an email. He'll play your tracks if you hadn't already done so. New faces and sounds are always welcome. All you have to do is let him know what part of the world you're at, and he'll put you accordingly. Jeff has a fantastic show, and he does a lot for the community. We have Pete Johns with Your Music Live. This is how I personally came into the community. Every Sunday right now, due to daylight savings time, because they're enjoying themselves the summer right now in Australia while we freeze. Every Sunday at 5 p.m., Your Music Live is on. We've got the link there. All you have to do is go to Pete's channel. You'll see a form. Fill out the form and submit. It's that simple. He'll play your track. And then we also have Thomas Christ. Same deal. You go to Thomas's channel, fill out the form, submit, and your track will get played. Thomas's show is every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Another great show. We've met so many of the artists in here from these shows. A special announcement this week, we have Jade Starr. Every Thursday, she does the live interviews of a little bit more structured than what we have here. Jade does an amazing job interviewing new artists and artists such as myself and many others that are in the chat and on this panel. This Thursday at 4 p.m., she has Paul on as a guest, so that should be great. So please go check that out this coming Thursday. Independent Many United every Friday at 8 p.m. You show up in the chat. She plays our music. If you show up in the chat, and if you'd like to join the panel, if you have an instrument, if you want to sing to a backing track, you're more than welcome. Show up every Friday at 8 p.m. I think she alternates still. Some weeks it's talk about several topics, and then it gets into the music, and then other weeks it's first music and then into the chats. Another wonderful channel where I've met so many of these amazing people. And thank you to Indy. As you all noticed, as you come in, if you send her a hello, and she will post your channel link. Thank you, Indy, for doing all this. Chad Freeman, Green Eggs and Ham every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Green Eggs and Ham, it's another wonderful show. All you have to do is submit your song to Chad via email, or if you have his DM, he's available in many platforms, so send it off to him, and you'll get heard there. Now, my best friend, a really amazing individual, 15th Bend, my man. He helped me out a lot in my little journey here. He is going to be taking a little bit time off, and I'm glad to hear. But that'll be in December. Every Thursday at 9 p.m. he has an amazing stream that we've all called it the Rollercoaster. And all his benders are amazing supporters of not just his channel, of many others. And 15th Bend does a great job of making sure that we're all heard as well. So if you have something that's of good production, you can send it off to 15th Bend. If you don't have his contacts, you can always send it to me. And that's it. So I think I've covered everything. I want to play a little montage that I put together before we bring on JJ. And this is a montage of the brilliant sounds of Mateusz Brokowski, an amazing individual out of Poland, an amazing supporter of many of our channels. And yeah, let's just shut up, Frank, and play.
saw hundreds crawling through the source grass.
How good is that? That's Mateusz Prokowski. As I said, his channel will be the channel link is pinned at the top and will remain there for the rest of the show. Please, when you have a second, stop by, offer up some support, and yeah. So I'm gonna bring on Mr. Folk Punk, my partner in crime. Add to stage. Here we go.
Evening, everyone.
You already got yourself unmuted.
I
doing?
just thought that might be a good idea. Pretty good. Hey, God bless Frank. Beautiful premiere and way to honor your mom.
Oh,
Condolences for 2 years. Same to everyone else around the globe that might be celebrating Remembrance Day, and special hearts out in America to all our veterans. So the 11th is a pretty heavy day.
It
And
is.
what a better way to end it with having the Skeptics on tonight, because they are nothing but positivity and uplift.
I love it. Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic show. And yeah, and we actually have, they chose 6 of their songs, and we didn't want to waste any time. JJ obviously has the option of choosing a song. We wanted to get right to the show, and we are going to do that right away. Was there anything I wanted to announce right now at this stage? Let me do just a few shout outs, and then we're going to bring on our featured artists.
Sounds good.
I want to start off by shouting out that this playlist, every track that you're going to hear shouted out here, you're going to find in the playlist. It's the 36th edition. It's now live. Even the songs that obviously we can't shout out everybody, you're going to find a lot of other songs. Some of these artists have 2 or 3. You'll find them all in the playlist. This past week we had the Jammies 2024. It was a great show. As you all know, I hadn't been feeling well lately, so I've been trying to catch up to getting to bed by 8:30, 9 o'clock, and I've been good at doing that, so I've missed a lot of shows, but I don't miss many of these premieres and songs that are being, because I'm up nice and early, so I've got a lot more time. 11 Drums, Silent Shadows. We have Empirism with Funkster, Dragon Orb, Serenity in Moonlight, David Cartret, aka Up Spook Hill, did a cover of Red Hot Chili Peppers. We've got Valerie Bott with Westbound. We have Charlie Tom Stone, Paula Benson, John Lemon and Lemonade, She Moves the Stars, a brilliant composer out of Canada, and the production is top shelf. Jenny's Country Music Channel, Wesley Media Hub. He is showing us something that not many of us have seen. He's a brilliant guitarist. This one's called Rocket Wire. Marcus Canal and Auntie G put out another great track. Michael Songs put out a live. He did a collab with Shay Arthur, Practicing 18 Wheels. Choey G, Hard Hitting Power Blues. We have Ernst Fingerhoitz out of Germany, Jim A. Bear, Cosmic Fluff, Badass Brutus Guitar. Please go check out. Jesus, I just drew a blank. Wada Parja projects. There's quite a few of them. You'll get 2 or 3 each week. Brilliant guitarist. Sonic Grace, an acoustic cover guitar jam titled Embers. I just love when he releases those. I wish I could play everyone on the show every week. We got Colorful Energy with Leni Perez. There are worse things I could do, from the movie Grease. Mark Singing for a Smile. Music Connects People, my friend from Italy. King of Rockets, Emery Island, who's in the chat. Hello, Emery. She's put out 2 or 3 this week. This one's Mad World. I really love this rendition. Frank Terzo put out a track called Mama 11-11-22. Rain, You Made Me Lose. Coleslaw Shaw, Josephine. The Lily Pillies. Our hearts go out to Manny, who has lost his father the last few days ago. And let's send him some prayers and to his family. And I hope you're doing well, Manny. Save Your Tears. They put out a track, him and his son, as a tribute to his father. Scary Garcia, Fortitude. And Dynamite Throw, Rising Sin. Those are 2 artists I met through JJ and Thomas Christ. So, yeah, I just wanted to get a few of these out of the way, and let's get on to bringing our artists. What do you think?
And thanks, DJ Big Red, for making sure Frank got his own there mentioned. He wouldn't have.
Yeah, but we kind of cheated because I always tell everybody I don't shut out what comes out Monday. Like, I'm not a machine. I have to have a cutoff date, right? But it's all right. We threw it in there. I get to promote one of my songs.
Yes.
We're going to bring on these 2 brilliant artists. They call themselves the Skeptics. And JJ, you might want to turn up just a little bit.
All right.
Let's bring them on. One by one. At stage, Ian Luckett and Tremor Bear. I shall unmute you because that is a nice thing to do.
How you guys doing?
Oh, fine, thanks. Can I just say hi to everyone in the chat that I haven't said hi to?
Definitely.
I'm not in the chat on YouTube. I'm kind of watching it from here, so I'm not ignoring you. I'm just say hi to everyone.
So you all heard that.
Hi, chat.
We got that out of the way. That's fantastic. Ian,
It
great
is
to
hard
have
to
you.
watch it and do the. I can't watch the YouTube chat and this at the same time. No, I can't.
No, I won't even try. I'm going with this. Yeah. So, really excited to have you guys on. We've had the opportunity to chat in the green room, and it was a lot of fun. And as a matter of fact, at first we're going to have Tremor as the co-host, Ian as the co-host, Tremor as the artist, and we all met backstage, and both Ian and Tremor said, "No, JJ, you're coming on the show."
And you know, that day we met, the most amazing thing to me is it was the first time you 2 had met.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Your music sounds like you're sitting in the same room writing it, let alone never having met face to face, even in a video.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's the time difference. To be honest with you, I mean, it's we're what 8 hours apart, and it's always difficult.
Yeah.
To try and match up. But I think music kind of does that. It transcends those apparent barriers. So.
There are no boundaries when it comes to music.
Yeah, that's true.
And with the I mean, we are so fortunate to be doing this now rather than 10, 15, 20, 50 years ago.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
the next step is when we get rid of the latency and we can actually all jam together.
Oh God, yeah, we've been talking about that now for years, trying to get that done. That's the goal. That's like the Holy Grail.
But watch how fast! I bet you it comes. Yeah. I bet you. We just need to make somebody realize they could make a lot of money off of it.
I know that Mark Tanner. Shout out to Mark. He's probably, because he's in Australia, so he's probably not up at this time. But he's kind of got it narrowed down so that it's kind of getting to the point where it is possible to do it, and we keep trying to get him to tell us how. Not that it's a secret, I don't think, but I think there's quite a lot of sort of various things you have to do. So you never know. It's like sooner rather than later, I'm hoping.
That will be cool. That will be cool.
Thank you, Pete Johns, for dumping on this channel.
Hey, Pete. What's up, Pete? What's happening, man?
Yeah.
Mr. Pete. It was Mr. Pete that got me going into this community.
Yeah.
I think it was 2020 or something like that.
Isn't it funny? It's either Pete or Hippie.
Hippie.
It's those notable streamers. That's why we mentioned them in the beginning. If it weren't for them, even with this technology, we wouldn't be doing this.
Oh yeah, the community owes a lot to. I mean, the people you put up. I mean, it was Jeff that got me into this, and it was his show that introduced me to everybody. So I come in from a slightly different angle from the Pete Johns, but you know, they all meet in the middle, and that's what's really lovely about it.
Yeah, it's just so amazing. And I will say, I have to confess to everybody in the chat who just absolutely loves when I spell out people's name with the guitars in between and everything like that.
Oh, that's cool.
True confession, yeah. Well, then now it's gonna, here it is. This man here is where I got it from. I remember when I first went on to Metalhead Hippie's channel and met Ian there, and I was like, this guy is cool, man. How does he do that? So I created a Word doc with a whole bunch of cut and paste. And it's about a page and a half long with I'm ready for anybody.
I have to say, I used to do it long-handed, typing it out with the colon and everything. But on my keyboard at the moment, because my computer got dropped again, and so if it bursts into flame, please don't worry. The kind of battery pack is expanded a little bit, so I do have to get it sorted because that's not safe. And it means that half my keys don't work, quite frankly. So, you know, I keep missing T's and E's out, so I can't even do it now.
That's all right, I got your back.
I've got a fire extinguisher over here, so we're okay. But, yeah, just in case.
This will not be spontaneous human combustion.
No. Touch wood. Live immolation, not scheduled. I don't take my art that seriously.
Hey,
So Ian,
now don't be taking my
microphone?
ideas there, Jeff.
Ian, is that the microphone you use when you sing on the songs?
Both of them, in fact, yeah. There's one, hang on, let me just tip it slightly. You can probably see there's another one attached to it.
Wow.
And I got into just realised that I've got a condenser mic, and I actually used to always traditionally sing with a dynamic, you know, and stage singing and whatever, and I wasn't using my SM58, which I love the sound of the SM58. I mean, it's this classic mic for a reason. And I thought, well, okay, I'll put them both on and see what it sounds like if I take each track with both. So I actually use both of them. So it's exactly what I used.
Oh, right on, yeah.
And then when I send you the tracks, I compress them down onto one channel each. Otherwise, I'd be sending you like 15 tracks of vocals, which is not polite. So, you know, it's...
You usually send me like 4 or 5 or something like that.
Yeah, so that's like 10 tracks on the actual multi-track.
Oh, wow. Right
But
on.
I take each mic, the 2 mics from each take, as it were, and put them onto one. So,
I'm like, I don't know anything about vocals. When I've done the songs that I do, they're just 1 or 2 tracks. And I'm like, man, that sounds horrible. Why am I singing? You know?
you get used to. You find a few tricks over the years.
Well, you know, Ian, that's so cool that you mentioned that, because I was watching a video a couple weeks ago, and it was an in-studio video of the Doors recording something back in like '68, and I noticed that Morrison had like 2.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, and I had heard of like live performers. I think like the Dead used to use that when they had the wall of sound, because one would fade or something.
Mm-hmm.
But in the studio, and there you go.
Yeah.
So
well, it actually gives you a higher, it gives you a bigger signal. If you're using 2 live, you just get more volume because you've got 2 channels going through. And it's somewhat similar in when you record a vocal on your DAW, the single vocal, even with 2 microphones, it's going to sound thin, and it's not going to really sound like it's there. So you double track it to give it some space and some thickness, and you just have to practice your double tracking so that you're singing the same thing twice.
Right.
And then but you can, because if you double up the tracks, what you do is you double the volume,
Right.
but you don't widen the sound. So there are lots of little tricks that you can use to kind of make the voice sound more present.
Very cool.
But and that's 2 mics is just one. But it's that's true. In fact, to be honest with you, the Doors using 2 mics in the studio is where I first heard about it. So, that's pretty much where I stole it from too.
Okay.
Wow, you're way older than I am. Yours. Wow.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
can't
joking.
remember them vaguely.
JJ, my bad. I think I told you to turn up your mic a bit. I think a few people are saying it's a little hot.
Okay.
Just a little. That's my fault. I thought you were too low.
Hopefully that's a little bit better there.
Oh, no, I think you could go up a little bit.
Okay.
There's so many tricks that the pros do, right, Ian, that we don't even know about. I mean,
Yeah, loads. I mean, these days I'm completely out of the mix completely. There was a time when I worked in studios and stuff like that, but this is like decades ago, so I'm completely sort of out in the corner. But there are a few things that a lot of people don't think about with vocals, which is like compression on vocals. It's an absolute, and most people, compression on most instruments, you can kind of, it's up to your tastes whether you use it or not. Sometimes on guitars it can compress the sound too much. But bass guitars, I always run like 2 compressors on a bass guitar at least. And
wow.
On vocal, I always put a compression on vocal, because with the best will in the world, no matter how good your microphone technique is, if you start to push more air, to hit the higher notes and whatever, you're going to go up in volume. So either you're there with the automation controls trying to get everything down at the right level, or you use a compressor just to take the pop off the top of it, so that it just suppresses it when you really, really go for it. I mean, I'm a bit of a crooner, so I don't very often really, really go for it. But it's still there. If I move in, you can hear the proximity effect and whatever going on. But, having to remember to lift my head and whatever, that doesn't always happen when I'm worrying about pressing buttons and doing things like that. So, yeah, there are lots of little tricks. But but you just keep practicing, everybody, because it's that, keep trying things out, seeing whether it works. Because everybody had to learn that way.
So when I do the music, I just use plugins, and I guess all that is part of the plugin.
Yeah, the
right?
compressors are plugins these days. They used to be big boxes that you stuck cables into, but you get a compressor as a plugin, and it'll just be called a compressor, and you can normally choose whether it's optical or FET or what kind of compressor it is, because they have various different sounds. And there's no hard and fast rule as to what you use. It's really just so that you don't over peak with an instrument. That's more or less it. So it's one of those things that people like to talk about a lot as if it's a dark and mysterious art. But really all it does is, once you go above a certain level, it suppresses it slightly. And then you'll get by a ratio, which is how much it's suppressing it by. So if you're going to scream, then you want a higher ratio, and you want a little bit more suppression on it, because it won't lower the volume if you don't hit the volume that the peak is set for. So it's useful technique.
I use one of the. Oh, I'm sorry, Frank. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say one.
Go ahead.
I was going to say that one of the basses that I use, because I have 2, is a Yamaha, and it has flat wounds, because it's my fingers hurt now, and flat wounds are so much easier. And then my Fender bass that I use, I have it tuned down to a C. No, to a D. I'm sorry, D.
One step.
Yeah. So.
Your bass always sounds really groovy. You hit the groove on bass, though. It's one of the first things I noticed about Carlos's work, is that his bass lines are gorgeous. So
There's
grew up with
a few of these
Motown.
songs.
So.
Yeah, I mean, I
can't
use a
wait to start
fretless
playing.
mostly, so I've got flat wounds on that. So
So I do want to start to play a couple of some of your tracks here. We've got 6 to play, so I do want to continue with just a few shoutouts so we don't get caught behind on this. Jerry Gomes, Broken Window Serenade, very well done song. D. Lynn, When Somebody Loves You, an Alan Jackson cover, and D. Lynn is going to be featured at the end of the show. We're using a song that she created just for YouTube itself, and she was gracious enough to lend it to us, and we use it at the end of every one of our shows from here on in. Michael Zealand Band, Deed 1951, Michael Hermiston, Doorways into Music, Nights and Days, a beautiful track. Bostar Dreams, the Cranberries cover. Todd Pattison, Cold as It Gets, Patty Griffin cover. Ricochet, Comfortably Numb, obviously a Pink Floyd cover. Robbie Stingo was quite busy again this week. I don't know what's going on, but Robbie's really producing some. Not that he
I love Robbie.
had bad
Cool.
music or anything. That's not what I'm saying. But lately, the songs that he's producing, I'm just really loving these tracks. This one's called My Western Watercolor. Really well done. If Robbie's still here. Jenny's jazz pop cover channel. She has a country channel. She's out of England. Country channel, as I look at Ian, and a pop channel. Johanna Lynn, Resonator. Jovel DePutz has put out a track, Fade Into You, Maisie Starr cover. Son of Snake, Isotopes. Mark Wade, When the Walls Close In, great track. Midnight Bandit, Keep Your Soul. PJ Colby, Remember the Heroes, the Sammy Hagar full band cover, really well done. Santa Music, great supporter of my channel, and I know there's a few others. Please go visit her channel. This track's called Birdies. David Joshua, brilliant songwriter. He was on the show not long ago, released a track called Desert Winds. Rise of Dark Lila, Noches de los Muertos. How do you say that one? The Night of the
Noches de
Dead.
los Muertos, right?
Yes. The Night of the Dead, right?
Yep.
Yeah. See that? I'm smart.
You're smart.
Miss High, a great supporter of this channel and many, many others. The Search is Over, Survivor cover. Dan Anderson, Ring Around the Ripper. Danny Auger, Bubbling. Please go check out Danny's channel. Melanie Choli, Life on Planet 8. We'll stop there and move them right along. I do want to get into a song so people don't have to listen to us yap for too much longer. The featured artists send me tracks, and I try to keep them in the order that they send them. In this case, this first song is called Shine Your Light on Me. And the note that I've got here, Ian picked the song. JJ, do you have anything to it? Before
I think this is a great song to open with on this day, being a significant day for, a day of remembrance. And I said it when I first came on, and having you guys on today is perfect for the uplift and that your music brings. And, I would call this song "Shine Your Light on Me" a modern psalm. I love it. And
Beautiful.
It warms my soul.
Yeah, I mean, I just chose it because I'm all over the video, and it's the egotist in me. That's, but I think it's the
That's
only
what
one.
I thought
isn't
you
it,
were going to say.
Did you grew a little bit of facial hair, a little more facial hair for this one, didn't you? Is this the
Yeah,
one?
well, it's the middle of the summer, and I just was too lazy to shave. So.
I love the hat.
Yeah, that's my wife. That's she videoed it, and she was sitting in the garden. And she go and put your new jacket on. So I went and put my new jacket dutifully, because you have to with your wife, don't you? God do these things. And then she just said, you got to put your hat on too. And I was thinking, I look like a bloody cowboy. There's nothing wrong with looking like a cowboy. But,
It does have a very American Western look to it. Yeah.
You'll never look like a cowboy.
All right,
Darn.
so let's play Shine Your Light on Me, the Skeptics.
On my way to
Fantastic. Let me get you all back on here.
Awesome.
Are we all off mute?
Now,
How did it,
you know,
yeah,
I don't
this-
know how it
That's
worked, but it did. So, Trevor Beer, you have this Red Hot Chili Peppers lead break that is of a style that I would not put with a crooner. And then you guys do it, and it's perfect. The way Ian's voice comes back in after the lead break, it's just amazing how it meshes and complements. Where if you just described the stylistic thing, I would, oh, really? But it does. Amazing. Amazing.
So the way it works is I'll send the music to Ian. That's it. I'll have all the parts done, and then when he sings, depending, you know, how it sounds like, it's like, dang, you get it inspired. So then I'll add keys or, you know, some guitar. On that song, it was all this guitar. It's a super nice guitar.
Sweet.
And that's just how it works. You know, I don't tell Ian, hey, Ian, sing these songs and, you know, do this and do that. No, I just send it to him because as an artist, right, you want to express yourself.
And do you even send like a title? Do you
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll have a feeling about a song like the last one. A lot of my songs sound kind of like there's this tension, I think. I don't know what to call it.
Barry
But-
wants to see your Gretsch.
Oh. Uh-oh. There it is. Look at, isn't that cool? It's a
That's
jet.
Oh, that's sweet.
I love guitars. Look at all the right here behind me.
It sounded so, and honestly though, it really stylistically was a very a sharp contrast, but it was a contrast that complemented rather than, you know,
Yeah, well, but
pushed apart.
I mean, Carlos is being way too self-depreciating. He doesn't just send me music; he sends me great music. I think that's if it weren't great, if it didn't have some good, then I wouldn't be able to pull stuff out. And I always like to start with a melody, and then the lyrics get informed by the melody. And sometimes Carlos will say, "Oh, this is the title of the track," and I'll work with that. But mainly, it's because he puts in such light and shade, such contrast. And there's such a groove to almost all his work. It's like there's a real groove to it.
Yes.
And it just makes me know when to put when to put the vocal in. It's a lot of it's where you start on a bar. A lot of people kind of ignore that part of the vocal, but whether you start on beat 1 or beat 2 or or in the mid beats or whatever, and it's always very apparent when I'm working with Carlos exactly where it should go, where I think it should go. Other people would probably think differently. Carlos might think differently, but he's gracious enough to never. We don't. I mean, we bicker. I bicker occasionally. He's absolutely fine. I don't. He doesn't bicker at all. But I occasionally say, "Oh, can we do this with it?" But it's just great music. It's like it has a pulse. It has a groove.
Yep.
It's an interesting.
That Motown
chord line.
definitely. Motown isn't just a beat to me. Isn't just a beat. It's an energy that is kind of unique to it, and Carlos has that
Yeah.
energy, inspirational energy, something that touches you, in your soul and comes up, not just in your ears.
Yeah. I think Emma
So-
is right. She's just saying it's because I'm an Aries, and she's absolutely right. Yeah.
Oh, you are? When's your birthday?
Yeah, the 5th of April.
5th? Mine's
Yeah.
April 2nd.
All right. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Look
See?
at that.
My oldest daughter's April 1st. I'm 2nd, and our
All
youngest
right.
is April
Mine's
4th.
20th. My eldest daughter's the 20th of April. So yeah, we're always
Fish.
bashing.
I'm an
heads.
airhead, not an Aries.
I'm a
A little different.
So, yeah, I mean, the other thing is that Carlos and I said, strangely enough, despite the fact that we grew up in like different sides of the world, we have a lot in common, which we didn't know, really until. But we've similar backgrounds. Carlos taught, I taught. We've both had similar kinds of things happen during our lives, and I think that informs what you do. Everything in your life informs what you do. So they kind of, I think the meshing is probably something to do with the fact that we're quite similar in a lot of ways, which, you know, I guess
The
most
chemistry
people wouldn't
you both have is it shows in the music, and I like JJ is saying, I'm probably saying the exact same thing, but we can feel it. Like, it's just so natural. Your timing, that's not something. If that's not like, if you have to work on getting that sound, it's never going to come out the way you guys have made this come out. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
you can just, you as a listener, we can feel that, and it's just such a smooth. It's not like it had been pieced together to try to make it work. This is, I think you guys have perfect chemistry, and you're one of the best collabs I've heard in this community, and obviously bands, period. And it's consistent. You've developed, I just want to get this out, you've developed a sound, and the sound is the Skeptics. I mean, it's fantastic what you guys created.
Wow.
And I
Thank you,
can't
Frank.
believe that you guys haven't spent more time together to do this.
It's because we're that good.
There you go. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, the first song that I sent to Ian, do you remember, it was Losing Her?
Yeah.
Which we have coming up.
The title already.
Yeah.
You know, and that song was, you know, just the music part. With, you know, I don't necessarily I could do lyrics, but I don't necessarily do vocals all the time. But when I was playing it, writing it, however you want to say that, you know, it meant a lot because, and I'm not going to disclose it here because, you know, it's so public, but anyways, you know, it was about someone real close to me, and I felt like I was losing her. Who?
No, I'm just kidding.
No, I mean, you know, but anyways, I'll tell you guys later if you really want to know.
I'm kidding. I just want to know now.
And
Carlos did tell me, but I'm not saying a word. But when the
Oh, I did.
emails, you told me a little bit about the backstory, and that's where I kind of generated the lyrics from. The melody came straight out of what the music was doing, which obviously informs the lyrics to a certain extent with syllable counts and stuff like that. But yeah, and that
so
happens
that song, I sent it to Ian, and I hope he says yes, you know, because I've never done this, you guys. I've played live a lot. You know, I played at a church for years and years, like a long time.
In front of thousands of people.
Sometimes. Yeah, there was a few times where there was a lot of people, but, you know, that doesn't really matter. What matters is that Ian said yes. I was blown away. and when he sent it, you know, when he sent the vocals, I was just there, like, kind of like I didn't know what, I got the chills, and I was like, dang, this is like the connection right there.
Yeah.
But anyways, in that video, you're gonna see a little part. I think it's like a couple arguing. I got it off, you know, free videos where we all get our stuff. But it just so happens to be a park here in Tucson, Arizona. It's called Reed Park. And those of you guys who maybe know Tucson that are watching, you know, you'll recognize it. And right behind the hill where this guy's sitting, and he looks at this pill, I think he's contemplating like suicide, is McDonald's. I call it McDeath, but if you ever see me on the chat as McDeath, that's what I call it. McDonald's is right behind that, and where they're arguing, it's at the zoo here in Tucson at Reed Park Zoo. So.
Cool. Yeah, we have that one coming up, but
that was our first song together.
Yeah,
right.
That's about 2 more songs away. I'm going to continue with just a few shoutouts, and then we're going to get into the next song called Ain't Got No Money. You guys can think about that one for a bit. Brian Drums, a strong supporter of my channel, an amazing drummer. I would love for people to go over and offer up some support. From the first day I heard Brian a couple of years ago to now,
Emery,
he's
just real quick.
100% improved.
Okay.
He's just a great drummer. Joe and Barry Glenn, There Are Monsters, a 2024 remix. Everything Joe and Barry put up is absolutely just fantastic. And hopefully, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, JJ and I were talking backstage. Hopefully, love to get you on the show. The Amateurs and Sam Sargent, titled a song titled Solace. Don Mira, who was on the show a couple months ago, Sleepless Nights. John Schur, Lucinda. John McGreal, Lonely. John's a great guitarist as well. Forest of the Wolf, My Inner Fight. Adam Holtz, All My Heart. Rose Ackerman, Keep On Walking. East Virginia Studio, Dwight Carr, Hidden in My Heart. Take a Short Break, One with Nature. Take a Short Break has got some amazing stories. If you just want to sit back, chill, and listen, it's worth it. Linda Jean, The Silver Cup, a good Canadian. Take Two drum covers. What's up, Brian? Bad Case of Lovin' You at Robert Palmer drum cover. Prince Prodigal, my man. About It. Synthworks, Subtle Patterns. And Zonis Music, a new artist to this community. Please go check out Zonis Music. He just approached my channel a couple days ago. Yeah, it sounds pretty good from what I've heard so far. So I'm going to stop right there. Actually, since I got people waiting right now, no, I'm not going to go with this just yet. Let's go on to the next song that we have. Ain't Got No Money. Again, the only notes I got here is Ian picked this song.
This is a rocker.
Last one.
This comes out of the gate rocking.
Is it another video of Ian?
No, we only did the one like that actually. So yeah, thank God. This is just this one that when I got sent the music for this, it just it sparked off a whole load of it. This one didn't have a title, and the music felt like, basically, Ain't Got No Money is the story of my life. This is much more autobiographical than I'm comfortable admitting publicly. So I never said that, people, and it's not true. Just between you and me. But no, it's kind of it's the way I feel about the path that life has taken me on. And ironically, I love the path that life has taken me on. But I'm constantly reminded that I'm broke all the time. And it's that one thing that niggles at the back of your mind, going, if you were a good person, if you were a nice person, if you were really, and it's like, actually, that's what the whole spell that I was trying to break with the song was. It's like, it doesn't count. It's not actually that important. What's important is that you find yourself and who you are. But the song is a bit more tongue-in-cheek than that. But and I love the energy of it, so I kind of that's why.
Yeah, it's a rocker, but also people listen to the lyrics. There's some real lyrical gems in this one.
All right, so Ain't Got No Money. Let's play it.
I can't sing, but I can't make no money.
Fantastic.
That's a rocker.
All
That's a
right,
rocker.
thank you.
But
Thank you.
I mean, I had to even go tie down my headphones. I was rocking
Oh
my
no,
head
we
to
saw
that.
you
So
dancing back there, didn't we?
was I on screen or just for you guys?
No, I was gonna put you on, but I thought no.
You know, but on top of the rocker, the lyrics, like, you might think I look too proud in my secondhand clothes from the lost and found, never been one of the in crowd. Awesome.
Oh, thank you. That might just be a description of me, actually. It's,
Very poetic, though.
it's
You guys don't have
Walmart.
Walmart in England then, right? Because I go to Walmart.
We don't. No, we have Argos, which is probably the equivalent. But I kind of shop at what we call charity shops.
Value Village.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which
that's-
you know,
that's
like
what we
we
got
have
here,
shops that
that's-
are run by charities, and people take their clothes that. And I live in an area where everybody else seems to have access to high fashion designer clothes, so I end up getting really good quality stuff at like virtually nothing, which is great. You know, I'm not complaining about it, but yeah. So that was where the look too proud in the second, because like most of my stuff is, to be honest with you, is charity shop stuff or thrift shop stuff. I suppose would be the equivalent.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, I can relate.
So yeah, it's purely autobiographical. Which, as I say, if anybody asks me in the future, I will deny ever having said
No. Very cool. Very cool.
Right on. Yeah. I don't even, when I write music, I just, like if I come in here, because this is away from my house and I'm in my backyard in this 10 by 14, we call it the shed. And if I come in here to write, nothing happens. But if I come here and just start sitting down and playing, some chords and stuff, I'm like, oh, that sounds cool. And that's how a lot of these songs come up. So
Do you tape yourself as you're just jamming there so you can go back and
Logic, yeah. I use Logic. So that's what I have, and GarageBand, Mac.
Yep.
So that's what I use. And I just go back and forth. Sometimes some of these songs come out like in 3-4 hours, 2 hours, and some of them might take a day or two,
That's still
But
quick.
Yeah, what happens though, it's kind of like, when you're writing, like you're writing a paper, once you start writing, you don't want to stop, or else you're going to lose that idea.
Yeah.
So sometimes usually everything happens music wise for me in the morning. So I'll be in here in the morning, and by 1 or 2, I'm like, I'm out of here. Just got to go and play with the dogs.
Hey, if you can get in there every day, that's pretty good just for that.
Yeah.
That it takes discipline, even when it's fun. It's it still takes the discipline to get in there and do it. But
I just love playing. And then, playing at church, I never really played my own song. So, playing at church, you're always playing, different music, and some of the chord progressions are pretty cool and some of them are standard. So that's what comes out when I play, especially on that Loneliness song, our recent one that we did. That's like a lot of the stuff that I would play at church, a lot of reverb, a lot of delay type of thing,
you do have I said that first song was like a modern psalm. Yeah, I think you do have that sound shape of that worship, and not just worship, but kind of celebratory and uplift and inspiration. But yeah, I think that's what you guys have become known for.
Yeah, there's a spiritual element I hear when I hear Carlos's music, and I grew up singing in choirs and things like that. So there's a background that I have which comes from a similar kind of area, and they're always, and we have similar belief systems. I mean, we both come from a Christian background. We both have those core beliefs, and I think that's underserved in music in general. Darkness is served quite well, but the light is not, and it's like, so I don't want to sound preachy, because that and I'm too late, already am. So, but it does. I think that we need to have that positivity. That even, I mean, the song that we're talking about is called Loneliness, and it has some dark areas to it, but it's moving through the darkness is how you reach the light. So I think it's important.
I think you just perfectly did the intro for the next song, which the comment I saw was that this was your favorite Skeptic song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all mine are at the first bit, and then we got Carlos' choices.
Skeptics of the world. What the note I made was show love to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the light side as opposed to the dark side.
Yeah.
That you're right. And maybe it's more important than ever to have some of that light shine.
Yeah. Well, this is one, when Carlos sent it to me, he says, oh, it's a bit kind of non-structured. And it's like, no, it's got structure to it. It's just that, so I kind of approached this with, it doesn't really have a chorus. It just goes from beginning to end. And I thought it needs to be like a journey. And there's this kicking guitar solo in the middle of it, which satisfies all my rock urges, to listen to that kind of stuff. And so it's just it was built in order to say, that you can be skeptical, you can have your misgivings, and God knows we all have our misgivings about the world. But at the end of the day, we're here to make our part of the world just a little bit better, just a little bit brighter, just a little bit lighter.
Absolutely.
So I had a few people that were asking me to put the names on. I thought they were just telling me to do my job, so I started clicking all the everything here. Then I realized what they were saying is the names on the boxes here.
So
I don't know how to do that. You really put me on a spot here, but I did go in the back end without destroying anything, and I see Ian's name and Tremor Bear's name and Folk Punk, but it's not showing here. So don't blame me. That's just rock and roll. Now,
I'm Folk Punk.
Nice. So to those of you who just joined us, that's me up here. Folk Punk is to my left. We have Tremor Bear down here. Down here. Down here, right there.
Yeah, that.
And Ian's over there. There. That's Ian Luckett. Welcome, everybody. This is the Skeptics. This next song, it is one of Ian's favorite songs. It's Skeptics of the World. I do love this song. It's a fantastic, very well written. And let's go out and play this one.
Sounds good.
What did I miss? I see Ian's pointing at something. I'm way behind on the chat.
No, I'm muting myself already. So
okay.
I'm reaching towards.
See how paranoid I am? What did I do now? What are you pointing at?
No.
All right. Skeptics of the World.
The pain that we are feeling will vanish like a shadow in the light. Dust that blows away with all the embers of the day. The constant petty arguments, the games that people play, they can't hold the line to the love we feel inside. Don't trust the words that are forming in your mind. 'Cause the mind will try to fool you. It's the heart that never lies. But when you try to open up, it feels like everything's so sharp. And the child inside us always feels the blade that cuts the heart. Maybe you've been hurt before, and maybe you've been played, but it's better to have loved than lost and let life just slip away. We could all be heralds of better times to come. We can make a difference and show love to everyone. We can find the answers to the questions that we find. We could all do better. All we have to do is try. Take me over, hold my head up high, walk with me. I will try to do better. Yeah, I will try to do better.
Yeah, that is fantastic. Let's bring us back in here.
Thank you. Can I just say to Laurie, hope she gets better soon, because I know that she's and what a trooper for sticking with us when you're not feeling too good.
Yeah.
Totally. Right
Yeah.
And
on.
also,
Get
thanks,
to bed,
Emery.
Laurie.
I've been
Get
reading
to
your
bed.
comments.
Now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Need to heal, huh?
And this is Zonis, I mentioned earlier, our new community member, brilliant artist. Please go check out the channel. Yeah. That's just a brilliant track, gentlemen. I'm sure folk punk has Bunch of things lined up for you here.
I mean, I could see why it's Ian's favorite Skeptic song. The anthemic opening and the instrumentation, having the electric in there, but not throughout the song. When it comes in, its presence with the backdrop of the acoustic stuff, it creates a mood of reverence. It's I can't think of a better word. And you know, I actually had another word, but it's not a real word. Siwi Chiwa. Song I wished I could have written.
Well,
Thank you.
wow.
Awesome. And the lyrics, again, there are a number of these songs I had to write stanzas down. The time will come when we will see what's truly real, and all the pain that we are feeling will vanish like a shadow in the light. A shadow vanishing in the light. What a awesome metaphor. And something literal, but take it metaphorically for what we were just talking about with the darkness and all. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I like to think that there are only shadows because of the light. And that maybe that's just a lesson we have to learn.
It's because we're in the cave and we're just looking at the wall.
That's right.
Wow.
Very cool.
So again, that was like church stuff, you know, like at church, it's usually acoustic. And then when you want that, you know, that boom to come in, then you play your electric. And, you know, sometimes at church, I'll just be, well, I haven't played in a year there, but I would have been just standing there waiting, and then that part comes in and poof, you play your parts, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Jerry
But
Gomes
it was
put
beautiful when
into,
I first heard. Sorry.
yeah, no, it's okay. Jerry Gomes put in the chat earlier. I almost forgot. Where do you get your videos? How do you produce the videos?
I'm really lucky because Carlos does the videos. When we first started off, I kind of helped out with a couple of them.
I need a Carlos.
Yeah. Remember which way it is.
man, this camera thing's hard.
Yeah. You can reverse your camera in this, but then you just look weird.
Yes.
Well, to yourself, you just look weird.
Yeah.
That's the way everybody else sees us.
I have much more respect for the Brady Bunch now.
How many takes did they have to do?
Hey, Frank, what's up?
Am I looking the right way?
Oh, you're in Canada. Yep, you're right. I'm down here in Arizona, and you're way north.
How's
I'm
the
below
weather
your
down
microphone.
there in Tucson. Yeah.
But no, as you say, it's the light and the dark, the shade, the contrast in that one. And it, you know, when I heard it that's what informed the melody and informed the lyrical content as well. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Right,
well
Emery?
timed song.
I'm just minding my own business, and Tremor's looking up my...
Woo!
Stop, man.
Let's
Man,
not go there.
look at that lasagna.
It's funny because that's what I had earlier. I just had to look around. Did I leave it out?
That's because we can really see.
You could look down and say, dang, look at those burritos.
This is going wrong.
We're almost ready for our piano player
Zonis,
segment.
you see what you walked into? Yeah, this is fantastic. I am gonna hold off. I want to do a couple shout outs here. A little section that we put together called Doing for Others. I think it's really important. These bunch of supporters really are consistent. I know many of us share each other's music and stuff like that, but these ones in particular is what I noticed are on a consistent basis of sharing others and doing for others, such as Dan Anderson, Independent Many United, Lori's Mishmash, Leaning Perez, Read Between the Lines, Rebel Rocker, Feisty Feather, DJ Big Red, of course, our very own DJ. The show wouldn't be happening without him. Crimson Crux, Queen Survivor, and Mike and Don, Genesi Music. We have an announcement coming up in a few minutes. And then we have some milestones that we reached this week. We have 800 subscribers. Michael Songs, he cracked the 800 mark, so that's fantastic. And our good friend Folk Punk cracked the 300 subs. Sorry, buddy.
Wow.
I had to. It's not even on here, but now that I found it, that's totally undersubbed as far as I'm concerned. Many of these artists are.
It was some guy also named Frank Terzo who was my 300th sub.
Yeah.
Must have a twin out there.
Yeah, it was. Well, yeah. So I totally forgot about. I suck. It's like the community pulse. The three people I forget about is JJ, myself, and DJ.
Well, no, you were already subbed under Frank Terzo. This was Frank Terzo 2.
Yes, I did do that, didn't I? I can't even use drinking or drugging as an excuse anymore. It's just old. I just forgot.
Age takes
Okay, I'm
place
going
of
to
that.
stop there. No, I'm not. I'm going to continue just so I can get some of these out of the way. We got the Nut House, only because I don't want anybody to leave and think that I hadn't shouted them out, because this is important to me. The Nut House, Niels Han Dynasty, these are, and Re-Creepy. These are three fantastic channels that I wish I met through Independent Many United, and I wish a lot more people went to go check out their channels. Very interesting stuff. Dynamic artist, just great characters. Please go check them out. Then our very own Cubic Lover 1972, Rich New Designs, Dom Torregrossa and Chris Lane Sr., two fantastic community members. Camp Jame, as we mentioned earlier, with his Jammies 2024. Charlie Gabaldon, Valerie Bott. We got Robbie Stingo, we mentioned earlier. Stephen Ewert, Axon Nachos, JM Unleashed, Guitar Hack. We got the Falcro, the Mix Club, of which we've seen in here today. Nura's Guitar Channel, a great channel if you're learning how to play guitar. It's a great channel. Pompeii Music, Rise of Dark Leela, Michael Songs. Yeah, so I'm going to stop there for now. And where are we? So this is a song you guys were talking about earlier called Losing Her.
Yeah. This is a pre-Skeptics collab between you guys, you could say, right?
Yeah, this was the first one. Yeah.
And you guys weren't even thinking of being a band at this point. It was after, once you saw how good this was, it's like, well, we should just keep doing this.
I thought the Skeptics was something that Carlos was doing as a side project with another bunch of musicians. I didn't actually realise it was just
him.
And I think I made the joke, didn't I, when you said the whole band has asked me to ask you, and I said, who's in the band? It's like, who are these people? And it's just Carlos. So
I heard they had a big argument. They were just fighting.
Yeah,
They didn't want an English dude in the band.
Yeah, which
And
is
I was like,
understandable.
no, but Ian's killer. You have to have him.
Yeah,
They
it's
all
just the
split
traveling.
up.
That's, yeah.
They were
If you wanna
skeptical.
do gigs, it's going to be difficult. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
But
I shouldn't
Yeah.
say that. I'm sorry, Ian.
that's all right. I think it's probably very sensible. Don't have an English singer. The Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin, sort of Black
keep
Sabbath.
going, I'll take 'em.
The Beatles. They all made that mistake.
The Monkeys. The Monkeys. Look,
Hey,
look
you
at
guys,
Yeah.
everybody,
Look.
doesn't sometimes Ian sound like David Bowie? Or
He has a voice that I consider David Bowie a crooner, and I was a member of the David Bowie fan club back in '78. And if you listen to David live, he really can sing. Not just the Bing Crosby Christmas thing he did, but he can really sing. So yeah, because I consider Ian kind of a crooner, not as an insult, but as somebody who uses their voice like an instrument.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's a big influence on me. I mean, he had, I think he's a big influence on all of England. It's like everybody, we all know him. We all, he was very, very beloved over here. But I don't think of that. I mean, I get asked to do a lot of Bowie covers, with people. I mean, Jerry Gomes, actually, maybe I'm telling tales out of covers, but he's asked recently. I mean, it's a great song, so look out for that one. And it, and I don't think of myself as being like that until I put a wig on. And I also have to remember that my wife is the biggest Bowie fan in the entire universe. He was like her hero growing up, and she married me, so I guess I have to take that on board too.
There you go.
But no, I don't really think about it in those terms. I mean, if you were looking for I don't sound anything like the singers I really like. So and I think that maybe that I mean, I really like Bowie's stuff, but I don't think I sound like him. I just think because I'm English, maybe I phrase things a bit like him.
Yeah, Americans all think if you have an English accent, they all sound
You
like.
got
But
everybody
he's from
wanting
the
to
south
see
and I'm
this
from
wig.
the Midlands. So.
They don't even realize that there are different English accents.
You're gonna have to get a wig. You're gonna have to go to
the
the.
chat's
Oh,
just lit up. once
have you not
said
seen
that.
me in a wig? Oh, I got to ask Laurie about me in a wig. So I'm covered on that one.
Somebody go wake up Lori.
But no, I mean, if you go and have a look at the stuff that I mean, other side projects that have been involved with, like the Exiles and the stuff with that I was doing with Francis and Wes, Hurricane Moon, where we did the Dead Jazz Society, and you can see me wearing wigs all over that stuff. So so yeah, it's out there in the public domain. We're gonna have to get Carlos in a wig to get it. So the Skeptics, we can't be bold like this. It's just.
I'll look like a brown tomato with hair or something like that. I don't know, man.
You just gotta suck it up and go through the pain. That's the thing. It's like,
Yeah, well, you might look like one of. Don't you have older sisters, Carlos?
Yeah.
You might look like one of your sisters.
Yeah, maybe, huh? Maybe.
Yeah, but
I
that
don't
would be. I guess you could get him back for stuff then.
Yeah. We, way back when in the 80s, we were all in a band together called the Solid Rock. It was like the Partridge Family, the Mexican Partridge Family.
Very cool.
The Pedro family, I guess you can call it. I don't know. But anyways. It was a lot of fun. My oldest sister sang, and then second to the oldest, she would do the mixing, and we didn't know what we were doing. And then my other sister sang, the one in the middle, and then I call her the youngest sister. She played keyboard, so it was fun. We had fun.
Very cool. Very cool.
We were young.
All right, so this next song we have on cue is called "Losing Her."
Mm-hmm.
What do you got on that, Mr. Folk Punk?
This
was
these
the
guys.
one, yeah.
They've talked about this being their first collab, and
Right.
again, I would think if someone said, "Oh, this is a collab," and I heard the song, I would think you guys sat in a room together and wrote this, collaborating, not the separate like, okay, here you go and see what you come up with, because it meshes. It's so cohesive that it seems like it's meant to be having been written at once together in the same room. And it just amazes me that you guys hadn't even, you've met video-wise twice, and both have been here with the Pulse thing. You're like,
and this is
wow.
the second
Just
time.
so amazed at
Yes,
this. This is
yes.
fantastic. All right.
So when I got the song back from Ian real quick with his,
Yeah.
with his vocals, I had to add more guitar and keyboards, and you'll hear that part. It
He
was
just made
like-
it blossom what you were hearing.
Yeah, with his vocals, I was like, dang, it can't be this way. It needs a little more.
Excellent. Excellent.
That's
Let's check it
perfect.
out.
All right.
Losing
radio ready. Like, what is that? Why is that not on the, airwaves? That's just fantastic.
Couldn't you see these guys, the Skeptics and the Lily Pillies, doing a world tour?
Oh,
They're-
I'd be there.
Oh, I'd support the Lily Pillies any day.
Oh, your music would work so well. You would be able to do a world tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Problem is, if I wore a cap, they probably wouldn't be able to tell me and Manny apart.
You got a wig. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But you got a wig. You're good.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Just get a fan behind me. It gets pretty hot under that one. So.
Those are old men dreams, right?
Yeah, they are.
What, the
Oh,
wig?
In
come
the
on,
80s.
I'm seeing myself at Wembley Stadium right now. Don't say that to me.
But don't they play tennis there or something like that?
Probably, but we could just
I don't
move them
know.
aside, Clear away. Be gone, you tennis players. The
There
rock
you
stars
go.
are here.
Don't
Be
you know
great.
who I am?
Look, I don't know who I am, let alone anybody else.
But again, that song, like all of your work, it just really sounds like you guys were meant to be working together, because for you to just add to each other's stuff and it sound so organic, not added together.
But you listen to the background music under that. Well, it's not background, the music under that. And it gets to the point where it's almost transcendent. There's this part of it that just lifts. And it's hard as a singer, and a lyricist and a person that works in melody, it's hard to ignore those things. Well, it's not hard, it's like, it's easy to work with those things.
Right.
So that whole rising section is like, that you've got to put some passion behind it. You've got to build it lyrically to make some sense of it. And it was just one of those tracks. I mean, as Carlos said, he added stuff afterwards. So what initially came through was a slightly more it was a slightly lesser version to an extent. It had all those parts in it, but he emphasized and reinforced them, and it just it stepped up. So when I heard the final version of it, I kept playing it over, and I don't do that a lot with listening to my own stuff. I don't really listen to it that much. Once it's done, it's kind of out the door. But I kept listening to it because it just built.
Yeah.
So, and it's true, I think, that all the stuff we've done, the music builds, and that gives me a bedrock to work on. So I feel like I have an easy job, really. That Carlos does all the difficult stuff, and I just sit there and hum a bit,
And I'm sure he would look around and say the exact same thing, but talking about you doing that.
I just realized you guys were talking about Manny and well, because I saw Pete Johns is
Yeah, I
coming.
saw that.
Because you guys have no hair.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a
I
sign of
really thought it
extreme
was
virility.
because of your
Come on.
talents. Sorry. It takes me a little bit. I just realized now when I saw Pete Johns, I don't know, it was somewhere here.
Come on,
Vote
Pete.
hair is
It's
overrated.
us and Jean-Luc Picard, we're there all the way.
There you go.
I love this.
Do you play a flute as well?
All right, I got a very
Actually, I
important.
do, yeah.
This is a very important part of this show, and it's a show where we showcase our pianists and composers in the community. Stop looking up my.
They're just saying in the chat, do not get this one downgraded by YouTube.
Oh, I know we lost.
People that play piano.
We lost a show last week because apparently I don't know how to say pianists. So
Maybe we can have
all
closed
joking
caption.
aside, what's
Yeah.
that?
We should have closed captions so they know what word you're really trying to say.
Oh, you don't. Yeah, how do you
Just say
close
piano
caption
player
a
instead.
pianist?
Piano player.
I don't think that would be good.
Pianist.
Oh.
Hear that, Google?
So, anyways, all joking aside, these are brilliant artists. I really wanted to showcase these artists. When we started the Community Pulse, I felt it's very important because at the time there was a couple of the channels that said they wanted to stop, and I'm glad they didn't. And obviously the piano is vital to any song. In most cases, it's where a song originates. I absolutely adore these 12 pianists and composers personally. And please go offer up some support and let's play it. Yeah. That truly is my favorite part of this show. But tonight we have something special added to this. As JJ and DJ and myself tell everybody and put it out there, the community pulse is about just that, the community, everybody. If anybody has something they want shouted out, something special, I don't care. I mean, obviously you want to try to have it the day before or even sooner if you could, because I like to prepare the show so I don't have to do it Monday during work. But I don't care if it's the same day. If you send us, one of us, whatever it is you'd like shouted out. This week, we had, I was approached by 3 of our artists who have released albums on Bandcamp. One who has for the first time, and these 3 artists are, and I'm buying time because I thought I had written it down, but I know who they are. No Lake, who's a great supporter of my channel and many others. Obviously, I think out of Finland, I believe. He's probably enjoying a nice sleep right now. But a great ambient music producer, talent. He put out fifth album, and again, I wish I had it here. I thought I did, but I don't. And then we have Mike and Don Genesi that put out their first time through all the major platforms, especially on Bandcamp, where we can support them. And then last but not least, Hetriani, who the long-awaited album is finally out on Bandcamp. And I believe the major platforms, I'm not sure. I should know. I only talk to the guy at least 5 times a day. But I did create a little montage for them, and I'd like to play it now. And if you can, and also the Skeptics have their music on Bandcamp, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So there should be 4, but please go offer up some support if you can. Let's have a listen. Yeah. So let's bring us back in here.
Woo,
Yeah,
I
I
love
think
that last
those are.
note of
I own all
Hetriani.
3 of them, and I think it's fantastic music. Once again, this is music that should be on the radio. I do want to add that we have Wes Herndon coming up with Southern Storm premiere. We're going to put up a little promo link that he's created. That premiere is November 16th. We have, let's not forget, 15th Bend, November 26th at 8 p.m. I will continue to shout this out until the premiere itself. So please go over now and hit the thumbs up and notification. And then I do want to add that Roadie's Jam Cave, as opposed to Tuesday, will be Thursday night at 9 p.m. Why, you ask, is because Tuesday night it's finally here. Hetriani's album release party hosted by Metalhead Hippie. It's going to be fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's so many of us who've been waiting for this album, and it is finally here. I've had tastes of bits and pieces throughout the past few months, and I am so looking forward to it. I'm actually on one of them. Thank you, Het.
What?
Yeah, I'm on a track. That's how you felt with Ian there. You know,
Oh.
it's like he said, yeah, it's like Rudolph. Remember Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer?
Oh, that's right.
When she says she likes me. That's how I felt when Hetriani said, I'm not going to release the album until you're on it, man. Okay.
So that's
think
why
that's
it took so long.
So that's pretty cool. So tomorrow night on the Metalhead Hippie channel, DJ Big Red, I know I'm way behind on the chat, so I know he's posted it. There was some discrepancy on the time because I thought I seen 11:30. I'm not sure if we've clarified that or not. If it's 11:30, I'll be in my third dream by then. But I will do what I have to stay up if I have to. But tomorrow night, so it's going to be a blast. And that's it. Let's get back to the Skeptics. And I'll leave it with you there, JJ.
All right, so this next one is the one that I had mentioned a little earlier when you were talking about sometimes how before Ian came into the Skeptics.
Excuse me, it is 7 p.m., if in case anybody missed it. Wonderful. Sorry.
That before Ian came into the Skeptics had a lot of infighting and arguing. And on the earlier version of Power of Love, you said they would just... Tell us about that.
Power of Love? Well, you know, the Skeptics, I got the idea. There's a band from South America, from Chile. They're called Tuna Cola. I love their music. It's different. They're indie. You know, they're not popular at all. Well, they might be in certain countries, but I thought, dang, if I could get music going like that, right? That's where the Skeptics come from. So the first song that the Skeptics ever put out was, I forget the name of it, but Ian's going to sing it. I think it's the last song probably. So when I asked Ian if he wanted to, be in the Skeptics, he said, sure. A week later, he sends me a song that was already on YouTube, with my vocals and everything. And it just blew me away. He just like, man, I was like, man, this sounds really, really good. You'll get to hear it right now. But anyways, that's where the Skeptics comes from. I think there were 4 songs before Ian started singing with us.
Excellent. And he really smoothed out all the group dynamics, didn't he?
Oh, he came in and said, you guys, you know what? If I'm going to be in this band, my agent said that you guys can't be doing this stuff. And, we had to sign a contract. And
an NDA. Yeah.
Personal waivers, the whole bit.
Serious stuff.
Yeah, real
we had to fire a few drummers. And, actually, a couple of them, spontaneously combusted. But, other than that, it was,
Just like your laptop's about to do?
Just about, yeah. It's probably going to get there.
All right, I love it. Let's,
here we
let's
have
give it a spin.
A bright neo
yeah,
disco. This has like a neo disco profile. Not disco like from the 70s, but like if disco was being made now, that's kind of the profile.
What song is it?
Power of Love.
Oh, okay. So this is me trying to be Tuna Cola.
Okay, there you go.
All right, let's hear it. Tremor Bear trying to be Tuna Cola.
Show, let it be your guide. No more violence, no more hate. Let's embrace the power of love. Seek the light, search for it. It can't show. Let it be your guide. No violence, no more hate. Let's embrace the power of love. The power of love. The power of love.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah, neo disco.
So they're
Thank you.
asking who the drummer is, Ian. I'm going to guess it's the split personality, the one to the right and the left. Both
Yeah.
of them are the drummers.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
They've got the mask on. Yeah.
yeah, because they were so
There's your
ashamed
drummer.
of their behaviour.
And
As
no
drummers
wigs
always are.
required.
No.
Just the
See,
flower on the head.
I always thought I was the one with the flower sticking out of the head. But, apparently
Well,
I'm the one with the teeth.
Well, I didn't want to say anything, but yeah, that could be you.
Got the same glasses.
Yeah,
That's true.
do you have a pair a little thicker? Yeah.
Yeah, I can have
So can I be the one in the middle with a teacup?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yeah,
I
leading
found
the
that
band.
picture. I went into Google and I said AI picture, and that's what came up. And I'm like, oh, those are the Skeptics.
Very cool. Very cool. So yeah, that was interesting, and like you said, I think by now most people realize that the Skeptics were just you in the beginning. So when we talk about the infighting and all that, it's tongue in cheek because it was just you. But
I tried to sing that song. It was hard. but-
I remember when I first saw a song come out on one of the shows by the Skeptics, and you hadn't let on that it was just you, and you couldn't tell. It sounded like a whole band. It was, it was a cool little trick you played there.
How funny. That's funny.
I mean, that's what I originally thought. I thought Carlos had got a few more people, and I was thinking, oh, great, online band. That's,
And you had done one earlier where Pete John sang on the track for you.
Oh yeah, there was another song that Pete did. That I think that was my very first collab with a community, and it blew me away because it was during one of his, Your Music Live, and he said, "Hey man, I want to sing one of these songs." I was like, "What? What the heck? What the what?" Yeah. So I sent it to him, and he sent it back, and I was like, "Man, that sounds good." Pete has such a killer voice, and he's such a great songwriter, besides being Pete on YouTube,
Right.
But he's very talented. And I want to take that song and make it more, but I haven't because sometimes I'm really lazy.
It sounded pretty darn good already, I remember.
Yeah. But I've learned so much, you know, since then. That was like 2.5 years ago, 3 years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah, that was a while back.
But I want to go back and just touch it up and make it more different. I don't know.
So talking about the, oh, I'm sorry, Frank.
No. Go ahead.
So we have one track left from you guys, and we've been talking a lot about, you know, officially when Ian joined the flock, and this one, not now. I haven't noticed. It says it was the first, I guess, dedicated Skeptics track.
Yeah, I actually did that song and I sang on it. And that, when I asked Ian if he wanted to be in the Skeptics, that's the song he took, right, Ian?
Yeah.
And you did the vocals. I mean, he sang exactly what I did, but he sang it like way better, you know.
It's the one that Carlos wrote the lyrics and the basic melody for that one. I think I put some harmonies on it and stuff like that as well. But but yeah, it's I suppose it was that. Yeah, that was my interview piece.
Your application.
Now,
I guess you got the job.
You got the job.
Because when I put together this montage, it was 13 songs.
Yeah,
You guys are doing
there's a
pretty
lot of
good.
them.
Listen, before we get too much into this song, I nearly forgot just one more little section of shoutouts because I bounced back and forth. I was trying to time the premieres from Bandcamp. Is karaoke streaming channels that mean a lot more to this community than I think we give them credit for. A lot of people from these communities and these have jumped over to a lot of these other communities, and this is all due to the works of Miss High and Pendar every Saturday night. They're back in action. This Saturday I devoted some time to go watch them, and my internet went, so I couldn't even watch the jammies. Jovelda Putzis, I saw her in the chat earlier. She's on every Friday mornings. Then we got Punk Media Karaoke, Leah Ramos, Mr. B's Music Addiction, Deb's Wood Burning Stove, CC Karaoke, Mama Rose, Angela Tanzer, and Together We Are Family. I nearly forgot to shout those out, and that would do it for the shout-outs. So I apologize for jumping in, but
No problem. I mean, there's so much good stuff out in this. That's why we need stuff like this show, because just to list it all, you're never going to have a chance to watch it all on the show. I mean, Jeff sits for 6 hours, and he'd be going 12 hours if he tried to cover, everything that we shout out. So no, there's all important stuff just to get it out there to people to go check out.
yeah.
So
But
yes,
I am interested in hearing more about this song, Not Now, because I think I'm going to say it is my favorite. And I had to wait for the whole show for it.
I do think it has a quintessential Skeptics sound to it. It to me, it sounds like something you'd want to be listening to in a convertible with the top down as you're driving on the highway. It has that kind of a soundscape feel and openness and, kind of freedom, but, like just freedom of your spirit, and just the music, like, brings it out. And so, yeah,
it's amazing how people interpret music. So this was the first Skeptic song, right? So I wrote it, I did whatever, and I thought, what can I sing about that? Because I wasn't thinking about singing, but I thought, people always sing about heartbreak and that you left me. And so I said, that's what I'm going to sing about. And I made up the words right there. I didn't even write them out. I just made them up on the microphone as I was singing them.
And that's the best. If you can make a sad song sound happy, then you've really done something,
But then Ian sang it and just blew my vocals right out of the water, man.
Yeah, because
Quintessential,
that's
I
the
think.
notes I got. You were the initial singer on it. And yeah, no, this is fantastic. I can't wait to play it. Let's give it a spin now. Not now.
Told me you love me, but you left
Like, how many people out there think that this track, forget all the other ones as well, but this one in particular does not belong on the freaking radio? You guys, this is just magical, and this is what why I love this community. Like,
and who
the
out there
artists.
doesn't think this guy isn't? He doesn't really sound sad that she left. He sounds kind of relieved in a way, almost. You know, I'm just gonna put the top down. I'm just gonna cruise.
I'm going fishing.
Yeah.
I'm going to In-N-Out Burger all by myself. No one's going to eat my fries.
Yeah. The Skeptics is so part of an uplifting movement. No matter what they're singing about, they're still lifting you up, you know?
Well, you're never alone with a guitar.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
there you go.
Music makes everything better.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I just somebody said he upgraded for a better model, so he's really
Oh, that's
When
funny.
I was going through the lyrics on that, listening to the lyrics on the original and sort of like writing them out and sort of and it did actually go through my mind that that this is such an upbeat piece of music, that that it's hard to square that circle, as it were, with what's going on. But I think that sometimes if you think about it, we've all been in those situations where you get dumped, and initially your ego goes, no, you can't dump me because I'm me. And then you suddenly realise how relieved you actually are about it. And so there is an element of it, like, yeah, what's the first thing you do? You go out drinking with your mates, you pull the car into high gear, and you roar off down the road going, yeah, you left me? Look what you're missing. And that was the driving point for the way that I sang it there. But Carlos had already, obviously that one was completely done. All I had to do was just like hear the melody and then just reproduce what was happening.
And you fix some grammar things too, so
it's empowering. It has a
yeah.
sound that is empowering. The character is empowered in the end.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. See, I never meant that, or never even. I just did it. It was like, okay, I'm done, man. I'm tired of doing this. It took me like 2-3 hours to get it done, and I'm like, get out of here.
Yeah.
That's the magic, when you make something that good, it means different things to different people, and you can have all kinds of connections, even though it's not what you were planning.
Yeah. I think Nippleback just said that it reminded me of Yazoo, the connection with happy music and unhappy lyrics. And that's kind of the era that I grew up in. The 80s were my stomping ground. And that was very, very much how things were done. You'd have, it wasn't Leonard Cohen in those days. It was all happy boppy stuff. And then there were people talking about how it was doom and gloom in the world. And, we had things like The Cure with their happy period. And yet when you look at the lyrics are still really dark way.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, I think a lot of people get that. You want somehow to be redeemed. Somehow you need the sadness to be redeemed.
Yep.
So
Well,
I think
the
it's
light in the shadow.
me justifying making a happy song out of sad lyrics.
Well, it goes back to the beginning where you were talking about the light in the shadow.
Yeah.
In the work there, and there it is again.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and exactly. Yeah, the Smiths, as Barry Glenn's just said, the Smiths were the same kind
That's
of deal.
true, Barry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Hang the DJ's like one of those classic ones. I mean, it sounds like he should be singing about something very uplifting, and it's like he's talking about murdering somebody. It's it's like that's you can't always just go down that path of leading everybody into this spiral of ever darkening. Like I said, there always has to be redemption.
And what's incredible is when we first met, the four of us, what was it, 3 weeks ago? I was telling JJ folk punk. I said folk punk. I never thought anyone would like my music because in the past, people just kind of nod their head and go, "Oh, that's nice. Oh, oh, is that you? Oh, nice."
It's different.
Yeah, there you go. That's different. Yeah. So to hear all this stuff. It just blows me away that people like it.
Yeah, you may need to get a bigger hat now.
Yeah.
There you go.
I always maintain that unless there's money involved, no one's ever going to tell you you're great. And that's the truth of it. If their income depends on them making you feel good, then they'll make you feel good. But we get the truth, which is that they're not telling you to shut up, and that means they like you.
Right.
It's a more solid kind of truth there.
Yeah, it's different.
Well, how many songs do you guys have together now? Was I accurate by saying 13?
Maybe 15?
I think it's 15. You know what?
Yeah.
I really ought to have counted them before we came on, but
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it was. I know it was an odd number. I just thought.
because we just released 2 more in the intervening couple of weeks.
So when I put together the montage, there was 13.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right, because there was the one, I think.
Yeah,
one of them
that's
was
right.
called.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
And
Loneliness.
loneliness. Yeah, because I don't have those here. So there was 13. That's amazing, and that's what would you say about a year's time?
Yeah,
8
it must
months?
be. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
guess.
trying to I lose track of time. But,
See, I don't keep track of any of that. It just like I'll write a song. And I'm like, okay, that's for Ian. I don't even think of Skeptics. I'm like, oh, that's for
and that's
Ian.
where you undersell yourself, because like I can probably tell you it was about 8 months ago. Only because when I first heard it, I thought, well, this is cool. And just like you all, it's like, I wonder who's in this band.
Yep.
You know, he's got the Skeptics. Oh, I see. So he's got Bear alone, and he's got his band, the Skeptics, and then another one came out. Like between the first and the second one, I think there was a few months, and then they just started to come out. Yeah. You caught my attention. I really love what you guys are doing. Really.
Well, thank you, Frank. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's
I
uplifting
just wish
and
there was
redemptive.
a place we can put some of these songs, get them heard, get them out there. I mean, it's good enough doing what we do, I think, but, and I know we're content with that, but they need to be out there even more. You know?
Well, I feel sorry for the people that don't get to experience it.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, there's.
Wow. I'm gonna put it up on. I have a DistroKid account.
Yeah.
I have one of those where you could have like, I don't know. Pete always says like 3 or 4 artists. I have that account. So the next step is to make a Skeptics account, and then just put it out there. That way, it's on all those streaming platforms. So.
I mean, the thing is that the music business is a business.
Yeah.
What we're doing is more fun, I suppose, than it is a business. We're not approaching it from the business perspective.
Right.
And in order to get yourself on playlists and in influencers playlists, etc., there's an awful lot of work that goes on in the background.
It's a full-time job.
Yeah, and an awful lot of investment too.
Yeah.
And it, in many ways, I mean, I know everybody wants, nobody makes music and doesn't want it to be heard. Everybody wants their music to be heard if they're doing music at all. But there is a level at which you kind of have to appreciate what the reality is and what's a reasonable expectation. And I look at the numbers of people who are viewing just on YouTube what we're doing and think those are people that have seen the music or heard the music. And if you were playing to that number of people every week, you'd feel you were doing pretty well.
Yeah.
So if you were playing in clubs and bars and you had hundreds of people turning up to each, you'd think that was a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
And so would the bar owners who would be paying you because you were bringing in that number of people. I mean, it wouldn't have been a bad thing. But we live in a world now where it's got to be millions. It's like that's music is always niche. It's always niche, no matter what it is.
Yeah,
So
it's funny
a
you
bit
say that,
unreasonable.
because today in the bars, 50 people in a bar listening to music is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
I've never played in a bar.
I drank in a whole bunch of them.
I'm sure
I
a lot
did
of people
about a
have.
15-year tour.
I can tell you, I've been able to get my music out in front of way more ears through all of these live streaming shows than my old technique, which was to leave CDs in like phone booths and on restaurant tables and coffee shop counters. Just leave it there and hope somebody found it. And never once did I get a reply to the email that I left on every single one of them.
Yeah.
So this has been much more successful.
Yeah, I mean, and back in the day when I was playing live, which was, I could say is decades ago now, but when I was playing in bars and clubs, an audience of 50 would have been, we would have been happy with that. I mean, there were times when we had far more than that. There were times when we had, one guy and his dog. Literally, you go through the whole gamut. So it is about setting reasonable expectations for yourself. And the main thing about music is that it's healing, that it's therapy, that it's fun. And if it's those 3 things, you've won. You've just won. You've scored the hat trick in life.
Absolutely.
Yes. All right, gentlemen, this has been a blast. We, I believe we have Vince Janella tonight, Jeff, DJ. Just correct me. I don't think there's any reason why he shouldn't be on tonight. and then it's already started at 9, and at 11 o'clock we have Axe and Nacho, great Canadian act. Please go check them out, streaming on Mondays. Yeah, so we do have Vince Janella on now. I didn't get to set up a dump because I didn't get the link in time. But Lori and DJ have been posting their links for their show to come right after.
Thank you, mods.
Yeah, thank you. I'll let you. I just want to thank all the mods. Lori, Independent Many United, Pookie and Snooks, Mike and Don Genesi, Crimson Crux, Folk Punk,
DJ Big Red 81.
yeah, and especially DJ Big Red 81, who keeps me in line and me on my toes. And like I said, without this is a 3-man show plus our mods to put this together, and really it's a lot of work that they put into it. As I mentioned to you guys backstage, they all make me look good. All I do is sit here and try not to, say anything stupid and wreck the show. But no, this is an honor to have you both on, and I just feel so blessed to be a part of your journey, and thank you for being a part of my journey and making this all worthwhile. And like I said, this channel, this community, you all are my lifeline, and I mean that sincerely. And I have a ton of gratitude for everybody. And once again, thank you. I'll leave it with you, JJ.
Ditto. Thank you. Thank you, guys. And like I said, for a day of somber remembrance, you were a perfect way to close the day and lift everyone's spirit. So thank you.
Thank you both for having us.
Thank you. Thank you.
It was an honor. Thank you.
Stay kind and creative, everyone.
Bye. Bye, everybody in the chat.
And we're going to exit the show with D. Lynn's YouTube song. I think it's one of the most funnest songs I've heard on YouTube, and I'm sure you all like it. Have a great night, all. Peace and love.
Take care, guys.
Peace.
I messed up. Good night, everybody.